I'm here because I am a roaring lion crying out righteousness. I want to let our campaign and people that are in support of us, especially people all over America, because one woman stated to me that she is going to uproot herself from wherever she's presently living, coming to New York so she can vote for me. But there are several things that I have as my major campaign policies. And my major campaign policy, number one, will be that there will be no tax on any kind of food, service, sales, preparation, transport, or any otherwise. There will be no tax on food, whether you buy it in a restaurant or at a grocery store. And the restaurateur buys it from a purveyor, there will not be an exchange of tax. Listen, food is expensive enough as it is. It is hard to put food on the table. But what I'm going to say to the New York people and people in America in general, that here in New York City, putting food on the table is hard enough. You got to pay the government tax before you can eat. Now, it's one thing if you're going to buy an automobile or going to buy a new pair of shoes or a shirt, that you give the government some taxes or some due. But you're already paying a ton of taxes, gasoline tax. I mean, you got to pay licensing fees for everywhere if you get a driver's license, you got to pay for that. You got to pay the state and the government every which kind of way you turn around, they've got their hands in your pocket. Well, take your hands out of our pocket as far as food is concerned. Listen, it is inhumane to have to pay the government tax before you can put food on the table. Before you can feed your baby, before you can give your children milk, you got to give the government a tax. No, hell no. So listen, it needs to be clear that that's a campaign. That's my number one campaign policy in New York City. And we will get that legislation passed. It'll be passed with 90% of the council members. They will pass it. No, they will. So manning for mayor means that you can now reduce the price of food consumption, going out to dinner. And by the way, that'll leave more money for other household items that you need to do. And we're going to make sure that the restaurateurs and sellers of food and purveyors don't raise their prices. We're going to have a watchdog committee to watch that very, very carefully. So I'm going to also use, and we'll talk to the campaign about the fact that we can undergird ourselves with a great scripture out of Isaiah chapter 55, verse 1 and 2. I want you to read this and see this now. I know you know this scripture. Elder Smith, I know you know this scripture. Elder Butler, I know you know this scripture. Elder Nimrod, I know you know this. But let's look at this scripture now in the context of Manning for mayor the year 2025. And the fact that we will pass legislation that nobody will have to pay tax before they feed their children. You will not have to give the government $1 or a dime before you feed your baby's milk. No. Here's what it says. Ho, everyone that thirst, come ye to the waters. And he that hath no money, come ye, buy and eat. Yea, come, buy wine and milk without money and without price. And so we're going to use that. And verse 2 is a powerful verse that goes along with it. But I got so much to report today, we're not going to go and read. But you can read it on your own. Thank you, Mr. Engineer. So going forward in the campaign, that's going to be platform policy number one. Platform policy number two, of course, we'll get to it another time. But that will win the office of the. We got to stop corporate greed. We got to stop these corporations from ripping and robbing and molesting and raping and destroying and genociding as they go. And the rich get richer and the poor get poor. It's going to stop here in New York City. And ain't it about time? Ain't it about time? And ain't I the right one to get it done? So vote for Manning for mayor the year 2025. And you can make contributions to our campaign. All of that will be coming up on our website and more campaign information. But hold on to that. You will not have to give the government money before you feed your children. No. Now you pay taxes for everything else under the sun, but not before you feed your children, and I'm going to stop it. I'm James David Manning. I'm the candidate for mayor for New York City in the 2025 election.